take you.
Yeah, I ain't apologizing for just disappearing again. Uh, so, yeah, I guess that's the intro. I ain't apologizing for disappearing twice on ya. Shit came up, not telling y'all what it is. I'm looking at what it is, and it's and yeah, about that freaking new way of doing it. That could wait until October. Yeah, I got plans for that month. But yeah, inevitable, and I'm probably gonna end up skipping like 2 weeks again. If I do, I'm not apologizing again. Uh, yeah, let's get this started. New fuck me. New one called what's the name of it gonna be? Cage Fighter. That's what it was, or MMA, depending on how you see it. Yeah. How should I start this? All right, now that I figured out where I'm starting this, let's start this. Now, we all know the character because it's every fucking what if I do. So, except for two, and the ones before, but we don't talk about those because that community is foobar, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna leave it at. But because of that, yeah, I'm going back to my roots, aka this shit. So now it's the same shit as canon. Like, let's be honest here. Like, because we'll all read the title, we'll all know what the hell it's talking about. It's just the same as canon. Now, as canon, he's, as we all know, quirkless. But instead of being quirkless, I'd say he gets in the MMA, which is a whole bunch of mixed martial arts like Kapapara, Taekwondo, a whole bunch of things like Jiu-Jitsu and all that. I'd say he dips into like a kind of a quite few of them. He's not masterful, but he's not like I mean, he's good at it. Like, don't get me wrong, but he ain't like Oogway. He ain't fucking Style Bender. He ain't Bruce Lee. Well, he is gonna be Bruce Lee, but not now. We all know what Bruce Lee is gonna come into effect. The fucking yeah, because he's still getting it. Like, there's no way around it. He's gonna get one for all. It's just a question of how. And I know how, actually. So, as I know, he's from humble beginning. May not have a quirk, but oh boy, you fuck with him, he whoops your ass. In case in point, I'm gonna just say, like, around 6 is when you started getting into it because, the shit that happens with Bakugo, or was it 4? It was 4, actually. If at 4 he started getting into martial arts, but it wasn't, like, a heavy thing. But he was still like into it, and he took multiple classes because Inko was kind of like, hey, I don't want my kid to be defenseless against these uber strong niggas who just know how to work people over for their lunch money. So let's say he's still in it too. He's in it for a while. I would say good I don't know how to say it. Like, he's in middle school, his final year of middle school, he's still in it, so like he takes it over the course of years. And mind you, people still pick with him, but Deku lets it slide because he can actually slide people. As in, you touch him, oh boy, you will feel wrath. And I'm gonna say one day in middle school, Bakugo didn't get that. And we all know why he didn't get it, because, prideful, thinks he got a complex. And I'd say that day, he basically learned to, A, not touch Deku. And what I mean by that is, it's the same scene that is in canon, where Bakugo basically, like, burns Deku's notebook. He's like, okay, it's a notebook, just let it slide. Then he decides to, Chris Deku desk. He's like, it's a desk, they're not mine, let it slide. And then, it's the final thing where he's like, he basically just, what's it called? Oh yeah, he touched his shoulder and crisped that, and he was like, yep, gotta fool with this nigga. And I'm gonna say, it took no more than 2 seconds. Deku, as soon as he did that, tossed him over the shoulder and put him in the Kimura. And if you don't know what the Kimura is, well, you might want to look it up. That submission is not pretty. You can, like, if I had to explain the Kimura, you're basically wrapped around someone's waist and you're having their arm in a form so nasty, you can break their arm with a sudden movement. He's doing that within 2 seconds. And basically, Bakugo's in a shit ton of pain. As in, he moves, Deku's breaking his shit. And I'm not talking a fracture, a fucking crack. No, his shit is broken. The whole arm is broken. That one part up there near the tricep, that shit is gone. And, because of MMA rules, Deku basically gives an ultimatum. Tap out or I break your shit. And mind you, who would want to get their arm broken by the Kimura? Exactly, I'm not hearing anyone argue against that. So, as we all know, Bakugo taps the fuck out. He basically just, that's all you hear. And that's it. Bakugo learned not to fuck with Deku from that day forth. And if he did, oh boy, that Komura was no joke. And I'm pretty sure everyone figured it out. Like, hey, he does martial arts. If he put Bakugo, as in the guy who's been in multiple fights for throughout years, in a Kimura within 2 seconds, you should not fight him. Even if you do have a quirk. Bakugo had the strongest quirk in middle school and got put in the Kimura within 2 seconds. No, I'm not even gonna hold my language. If you decide to fight Deku, you have to be dumb fucking retarded to try and say like, I'm gonna fight Deku. You ain't fighting shit. Sit your dumb ass down. Unless you want to get freaking armbarred to hell. He makes the WWE shit look stupid real. And when I'm talking about that, this nigga isn't like, if I had to explain it, because of what he does. And yes, he took Muay Thai, and oh boy, Muay Thai training is no joke. He can, like, if I had to explain the shit he can do, we will all find out. Matter of fact, no, I'm gonna explain it with one for all because, I'm gonna go back and explain to you how we got it before because he has it now, he just doesn't use it. But if before one for all, if he was doing his shit now, because of the training he's done since a kid, he can physically kick you one time in your fucking ribs, break your shit. He can kick you in your sternum one good time and break your shit. He can kick you in the face and break your shit. And you know why? Because Muay Thai, the training for Muay Thai in the legs is just, like, you won't survive that. You get the shit kicked out of you. Oh my gosh. If you ever watched a Muay Thai person fight, you will know what I mean. That's not a pretty fight. Because all you hear is just smack, legs, 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 legs. Not only that, this dude is taking jiu-jitsu, judo. He's a fucking beast. And yeah, that's how that goes. He doesn't even get suspended because everyone knows, hey, it's Bakugo's fault. There's no point in going to the office. They said, let's cut that shit. Bygones be bygones. Otherwise, we're gonna have another bout with, let's say it's not too pretty when you kind of get put on your fucking neck. Holy shit, how the hell is he doing that so fast? So, after a while, actually, and here's when I explain how he got one for all early. Now, for those who wonder, oh, why are you explaining this so way? Well, it's because of the fact that A, I just thought of this now, and B, I just wanted to get that part of the way of why you don't fuck with an MMA fighter. Now, Deku got it wasn't because of the fact that he was humble and all that. He got it because, All Might decided to, maybe I should dabble in some martial arts. Maybe just street fighting ain't the way to go. Just swinging my fist. And he met a young, promising kid named Deku at, age 10? Yeah, 10-ish, yeah. 10, 11, during that whole thing. And at that time, he was just learning, but Deku, everyone said that Deku was the hardest worker, had the most heart out of everyone, even though he didn't have a quirk. And All Might, we watched a few of his fights. Well, not fights, but sparring, and realized Deku really didn't have a quirk. He just worked his ass off. And that's how he became so good. and and within every interaction, you see how Deku's character is, and he's extremely humble. He's nice, and he goes out of his way to help people. Something that a hero does, and no, not every hero does that, but still, you can just no. In a way to explain it, but that's how he gets it. He basically comes to Deku and says, "Hey, you want the quirk? Yada yada, same bullshit." Deku, yes. No, actually, he was about to deny it because of the like how humble he is. He is, but All Might said, "There's no denying." I mean, All Might basically hit him with the, "You deny it, someone else is gonna get it, and they aren't gonna be as good as you." And you can always give it to someone else if you feel like they should have it more than you. And basically, that's when Deku says, "All right, I'm gonna take it. I'll basically accept your deal." Yeah, that's all he gets, one for all. And before you say anything, no, that's not bullshit. And yes, he has been training since he's been 10. Um. So another thing I had to explain: the shoot style. He uses that a little bit, but not as much as in canon. As in, he uses the shoot style, but eh. Like he doesn't just work on the legs. And no, in canon he kind of figured out like, oh, I can use my fucking legs. Not just, oh, I can throw fists. No, he says, I mean, he watched All Might, but he's like, you can kind of use your legs. And that's how his style was born. And no, I'm not saying, oh, he can just use one for all at his max. I'd say he can use about, he can use 8% in canon. I'm going to say about 12, 15%. I'm lowballing him just because of the fact that I don't want him to just, murk someone and put them on a t-shirt. So, yeah, I have to lowball him at some point. Because if he can instantly slam someone, he can, like, even with one for all, if he just slams you, that's already a crater. But a submission with that's kind of like, ooh, that's not pretty. I'm just thinking of, but if you really test him, he'd be like the police girl from freaking Hellsinger Braves. Bars everywhere. I'm gonna just do it one time as a Cyclops. Just there is no joke, Kiko. But that's for later. So we time skip as in general because all he'd do is like through middle school it's the same shit that happens in canon. Besides Bakugo not telling him to jump off the building. What's crazy is though, like, I wonder how Bakugo, as much as he would say that, he wouldn't. He when it would happen, Bakugo would just like quit being a hero. Like I'm just being completely honest here. Much as Bakugo tells people to take a hike and kill themselves, if you kill yourself, he is legit gonna give up. So yeah, now we're back to canon. Finally, after I said that like 2 times. So in canon, we all know what happens. Basic shit, I got a yawn, sorry. In canon, we all know how it goes. The hero exam. And I could just blow through this because, Deku wouldn't be fucking. He wouldn't, like, just save one person. It would go the same as canon, besides the fact that he wouldn't, like, I'm a failure, sorry, All Might, and start falling towards the ground like an idiot. He has better balance than that, so he's just like, he wouldn't fall towards the ground. What I'm trying to say. He'd fall, but it wouldn't be like, Uraka saving him. It would be more like he'd trip and then he'd do like a freaking handstand and land on his feet at most. And Uraka would just look at that and be like, okay, what the fuck? And they could be like, oh, my bad, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It's just a force of habit when I'm kind of falling. And yes, that could have been a freaking slide in there. Sorry, I was falling for you and I had to catch myself. But I'm not going to do that because Deku would say that actually. And that was beyond smooth, and she blushes and floats toward the sky. Same thing as in canon, grabs her and says, my bad, that came out too smoothly. And, they walk inside. After he got the number, of course, because that was too smooth. But, yeah. That's how that begins. Now, the hero exam would go the same. Well, the written exam, I mean, sorry. Besides the fact that Ida wouldn't go like trying to like talk to Deku, basically telling Deku like, "Hey, you're distracting," because Deku's just dead focused on everything, and Ida's looking for someone to pounce on, and he finds no one, so he's getting antsy. He's like looking for like the guy looking for crack, like, where can I find it? So yeah. Besides that, that's pretty much how that goes. Like the written exam goes the same way. Deku finishes first because he ain't a fucking idiot. And now it's time for the actual hero exam. Well, not hero exam. You know what I mean? Yeah, the entrance exam. I say hero exam. What the fuck is wrong with me? So in the freaking I said hero exam. In the entrance exam, it's this. The only thing that would change from canon is the fact that, Deku wouldn't just be walking around trying to figure out how to destroy robots. He would be able to coast around destroying robots. Cause I'm not saying he destroys all the robots, but he's gets a decent amount enough to pass. He's like, okay, this is enough to get. This is enough to pass, get in the top class. He's like that. It's enough to get up there. And then the 0 pointer, everyone 0 pointer, everyone runs as in canon, and as in canon, somehow the gravity girl is stuck under rubble. You can't explain that. How can a gravity girl be stuck under rubble? Who knows? That's not even an argument. Not gonna argue that. Not gonna question it. Just gravity girl stuck under rubble. I would have understood if it was Tetsuyu, Mina maybe, or even Jiro. Like that would have made sense. But the gravity quirk girl under rubble, yeah, that makes no sense. Understand that she was trapped, she couldn't do anything, but even I could turn my arm around and just tap the back of the rocks and lift them up, and somehow crawl my way to safety, or at least stand and hobble. I had a sprained ankle before. You can't tell me hey, you can't run on it. I can walk on my shit. I walked on it for 3 days without freaking getting wrapped up. And when I did get it wrapped up, it was because someone said, "Hey, you should get your shit wrapped up. That's kind of fat." Yeah, that's probably why I have fucking ankle problems somewhere. But we're not gonna talk about that because fuck me, my problems do not matter. Yeah. So yeah. With that being said, he would obviously save Uraraka first because fuck the 0 pointer. 0 pointer was not needed because Deku's fast as fuck, boy. And because he's fast as fuck, boy, he does not need to, punch this shit. Jump up and punch this shit and then fall down with broken limbs and look like a fucking noodle. I need to put this in the fucking sink. But, that would happen. He'd save Uraraka. I was about to say again, but it wouldn't be again. It would be the first time. That's alluding to something. That's for later. So, after that, same shit happens in canon, but no, that same shit wouldn't happen in canon, actually. The only reason why the Sludge Villain didn't attack Deku before is because, Deku isn't dumb. He takes the obvious way home. He doesn't believe in detours. He likes to take it straight the way he's used to. Because if you take a detour, and even where I'm from, if you take a detour and from where the path you usually take, someone's definitely waiting for your ass to do that. They know it's a shorter way to the place you're trying to go to, and yeah, that's never good. Because there's always someone watching. So, yeah. He wouldn't take, he wouldn't take the detour. He wouldn't, do dumb shit. Sorry. It's 3 in the morning. I'm used to staying up till 7, 8, 9 now. I won't tell you why. Just, I am. So, how do I explain this? So I'm gonna say after the whole exam thing, because it takes a week to mail out the letters and do everything. when you have people with quirks. You have Hawks with a freaking bird quirk. The dude can fly letters all the way across the city. No, he can't. What am I talking about? Hawks isn't even a hero at that time. Wait, is he? No, he doesn't become a hero until like months later in the story. I don't remember when, but he became a hero recently in the story, like around this time. So I'd say still take a week. In that week, I would say Deku would get to know Uraka a bit, through text messages, maybe through a certain app. Uh, yeah, I'd say, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Actually, he'd get to know her more, and I'd say during the last 2 days of the week because sprained ankles don't take that long. Actually, they do, but I'm not because superior medical facilities and other yada and all that yada yada BS. It would take her about 2 days to heal from a sprained ankle. It takes 2 to 3 weeks, but we're not talking about that. Uh, yeah, honestly, have to yawn. Sorry again. I'm already saying sorry for yawns and interruptions and pauses because there's no point in me saying sorry if I'm just gonna do it again, like me disappearing. It's not like I'm just not gonna do it again. So yeah, I'm gonna continue before shit gets silent again. mm, I'm gonna say he takes her on a date, maybe not a shopping spree. Shopping sprees are too much. Not yet at least, but uh it takes her to basic stuff, movie, dinner, maybe lunch, the basic stuff, basic date stuff. Drops us off home, basic shit. So during that basic shit, he learned a little bit more about Uraka. He knows her her family situation, and eh. Oh shit! I actually gotta make that. What if that would actually? I love to do that. The what if Naruto was from New York? He listened to Dave East, Pop Smoke, and all of them. I know someone's definitely after I said this, someone's definitely gonna run in the comments like, "Do that next, do that next." Well, if I do that next, I'm gonna have to download GTA, play that, and probably have to get someone to ask me like, "Hey, you want to join?" I'm not saying who, but yeah, I'm not about to download GTA or Saints Row 2. And I'm not about to buy a new Saints Row because I have money, but I'm cheap as hell. But we're not gonna talk about that. I have my own. I'm stingy as fuck. And so if you ever meet me and I'm willing to pay for your shit, you better take it because I might not ever take. You might not ever get that chance again. And that's a lesson for the people who probably won't ever meet me. Well, one person might, but eh. No, actually, a few you might, but I'm not telling you my name, my face. The only thing you'll be able to identify me is my look. Even then, it's gonna be hard to identify me through my freaking. I said look through my voice. Even then, it's gonna be hard to identify me through a $40 mic's voice. So if my voice is that good in these headphones, I don't know what to say. I mean, these headphones are damn good, but I know they was that damn good. Hmm. So yeah, off that little tangent, because I'm not probably gonna ever meet one of you, but if I do, what's up? Probably gonna take like a selfie, tell you not to share it, or I'm gonna put on a mask, basically telling you not to share it still. But yeah, gosh, damn, I'm not even tired, and I keep yawning. So in that week he'd know Uraka a bit better. They're on a friend basis, is quickly moving to he basically he doesn't know the levels to a relationship yet because there was no girls where he was because of the fact that it was an all boys dojo, and no, that's not fucking gay because every time he'd leave before the Catholic Church would knock at the door, and yes, and yes, I went to a Catholic school and I'm still knocking the Catholic Church because there's no point. Yes, I can. Yeah, I have full rights to knock where I like the school I came from. I'm not knocking them though. That's actually a pretty fun school. And yeah, graduated niggas. So this ain't gonna become. I don't know. This might become full time or become part time. I don't know. Depends on how money is looking. Cause yeah, if the money is good, oh boy, best believe I'm staying full time here. If it's not that good, I'm like eh. So yeah, let's start. Let's continue this shit. And I must say, well, it will be the day of school. You know how the day of school goes. Talking, making friends, gossiping. I'd say, and yes, Deku does own a motorcycle. Damn, he DC'd. But Deku does own a motorcycle, and yes, he can drive it. I already looked up the age. Me and Oma discussed this a whole bunch of times, and yes, like it was like heavily agreed on and plus looked up that in Japan you can ride a motorcycle, you just can't drive a car yet. Who's So basically, he picks a Uraka on like it's not like a a Harley. It's basically a regular motorcycle, not like one of the high tech like sport motorcycles that like I don't even know the CC, so don't even ask me. One of them like high gear switching things that just and you can hear it 12 blocks away. Regular motorcycle. Holy shit, that person got dead hard. But one of the regular motorcycles. So they drive to school, Heat Park. And I'd say a few people would get jealous because he's the first day of school and you're driving with someone on your motorcycle. And yes, that is like people would get awfully petty about that, but fuck them. So yeah, that's pretty much how like the day would start. And they walk in, same bullshit happening. Mineta still being a perv. Momo still quiet in the back. Todoroki still edgy as hell. Tokiyami still cool as hell. He's the cool edgy, not the depressed edgy. Like Tokiyami's the only person who gets the excuse to being edgy because there's nothing wrong with him. It's only his nature to be edgy because dark shadow. So we're not gonna. So he gets a free pass on that shit. Plus he's pretty fucking cool. Freaking Mina, the idiot group Mina, Kaminari, and I was about to say Tetsu. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why did I think of Tetsu? It's Kirishima. Well, Kirishima isn't an idiot, but you know what I mean. But yeah, basic group, same shit, different day. Everyone's there. Ida's still bitching at Bakugo. Them two arguing. Deku pays it no mind. After he just pays it no mind. Because when you can beat the shit out of two people, you just don't say shit. You're like, all you have to do is just walk him to say, "Can you please stop?" He does do that, and Bakugo does, but he's a little hesitant to do so. And Deku basically just like is giving that friendly look, like, "Can you please stop?" And Ida basically is looking at him like, "Bro, it's none of your fucking business." And at that point, Deku would be like, "Oh, I guess it is now." And he's just looking at Ida like, "Can you like stop at least?" And Ida's basically saying like, "Make me," and oh boy, you never say "make me." And Ida basically would like, Ida wouldn't even do this, so he's like way out of fucking line. So Ida would try to throw a punch, and Deku would just, how the fuck did he miss? But Deku would just catch it and just bring Ida to the ground, like instantly. Like how you catch a punch, you just slam someone, like just whip someone's arm. He didn't even put one for all in there. He just grabbed his arm and just whipped him towards the ground. And then as soon as he did that, he put Ida in like the whoosh, like not even the whooshy finger hold. What the fuck am I talking about? What if Deku was Kung Fu Panda? But actually, all right, I have to yawn again. I don't know why I keep yawning, but Deku basically puts him in basically a reverse arm bar. If you don't know what that shit is, Picture a chicken wing, but yeah, that's kind of wrapped around your legs and your base. He's pulling a Daniel Bryan. If you don't know who he is, oh boy, you never watched wrestling at all. I know it's fake, but come on, bro. You ain't watched wrestling? Like I'm not like he puts him in like a hell of an armbar, and everyone and he just basically crying out in pain, and and basically he's just telling him like, bro, just tap, bro, tap, just tap. And at that point, Ito would just be like, no, what, fuck it, and just tap the fuck out. And yeah, that's how that goes. And yeah, that's the first day pretty much. As much as I want to continue, I want to do something, so I'm gonna leave it there. This is part one. Yeah, see you guys in the next one. Hopefully not in 2 weeks. And before I leave, no, you're not getting the October update because I'm not telling you the plans. I'm gonna tell you on the last day